Welcome everybody. So we are in our third module, construction disputes and settlements. So this module includes not only construction disputes and settlements, but also the construction cost, the types of construction cost, the types of estimating the construction cost and budgets also. So we have already completed the construction disputes, types of construction disputes and the settlement of construction disputes. In today's class, we are going to see about the construction costs. Today, we will discuss about the types of construction works, causes of high cost in construction sites, construction cost and estimation. And in construction cost and estimation, we will be discussing about definition and its process of construction cost and estimation. Then construction and development cost of a specific project, types of construction cost. So that includes capital cost as well as operating and maintenance cost, contingencies provisions and project cost management. So we will see one by one. So first one is the types of construction works. So these are the various construction works which will be taking place in any type of constructions. So that may be public engineering, construction engineering, carpentry, plaster work, construction or concrete work, stone work, roof work, electrical work, piping work, tiles, bricks or block work, steel construction work, steel reinforcement work, paving work, dredging work, sheet metal work, glass work, coating work, waterproofing work, interior finishing, machinery, installation, thermal insulation work, telecommunication work, landscape gardening, well drilling work, fitting work, water facilities work, firefighting facilities work and waste facilities work. So all these comes under the construction work. And every construction project will involve all of these process, all of these works or a few of these works. Now, what are the causes of high cost in construction site? What is the reason for the high cost in construction site? So first cause is the cost of material. So this is the major cost in construction site. So while considering the cost of material, it includes procurement process. First step is procurement of materials. So buying the material of wrong specification will cause high cost. Similarly, buying more than the actual requirement also cost high cost. Ultimately, buying of short life material. See, for example, we may need some 100 bags of cement for our project work, but we may require only 5 bags of cement for the next 2 months. So purchasing all 100 bags together and storing it will cost you more. It will reduce the quality of the material. Sometimes it may be a wastage. It will become in a stage that you cannot use that cement. So all these things will cost you more. Then improper and unnecessary handling of materials. Okay, so these are the various costs in procurement process of cost of material. The second one is after procurement you have to store the material. So while storage, the damages and breakages during handling. Then deterioration due to incorrect storage. For example, you can take the cement. If you are not storing it in a correct storage procedure or process, then it will cost you more. Then incorrect maintenance and losses due to fire, theft, etc. and climatic issues. Then third is after procurement storage, you go for utilizing the project, utilizing the materials. So while utilizing the pre-work preparation and coordination, if you lack So this is lack of pre-work preparation and coordination. If you lack any pre-work preparation and coordination, it will cost you more. Then improper accounting and poor storekeeping. Long storage of material at the place of work. So if you finish the work, you take the material and store it in its proper place. Overissue from the stores for the project site and failure to issue unused surplus material to the store. Have to return unused surplus material to the stores. Otherwise, if you are not utilizing the materials in these manners, it will cost you more. Then, so first one was the materials, based on the materials, procurement, storage and utilization of materials. The next reason for the high cost in construction site is cost of labor. So labor is a significant factor in the cost of building, and labor productivity achieved at the site for a given work provides measure of the labor's efficiency and effectiveness. So see, the cost of the labor depends on the labor's efficiency and effectiveness. So if your labors are of less efficient, then that will cost more. So total time employed at work should be equal to time productive on work plus time unproductive on work. So if the time productive on work is increased, your efficiency will be increased and gradually the cost of labor will be economical. But if time unproductive on work is increased, that will cause you more cost. Then time productive on work can be wasted by the following reasons. That is unproductive time. What are the reasons of unproductive work? So idle waiting, laziness, then unnecessary traveling, late starting, early quitting of jobs, unscheduled breaks, delay in receiving the material and delay in work instructions. So you are all civil engineers. So some of you are going to be practicing civil engineers in future. So you should be very careful in these processes. Be very careful while handling the labors. Okay, you should try to avoid these causes of delay in work. Then next cause is cost of high cost in construction site is cost of plant. So in construction site, different techniques can be used by the contractor. Examples are labor intensive technique, equipment intensive technique, or both. That means optimizing the labor and optimizing the equipment. So one is optimizing the equipment, the other one is optimizing the labor. So in order to optimize, you may use different modernized techniques, different advanced techniques or procedures. So we need to prepare some short-term work program that can be evaluated with the actual performance at the end of the period of work program, and productivity of the techniques can also be calculated, and the reason can be find out for deficiency to improve the same. That means, see, you have to fit your target in a small duration. Okay, so small targets should be planned, and you have to evaluate the small targets once the period of achieving the target is over. So next one is construction cost and estimation. So what you have already studied estimation, construction estimation and scheduling. You have already completed estimation in your previous semester, and scheduling you have studied in our first and second modules. So what do you mean by construction cost and estimation? What is the need for construction cost and estimation? To judge approximately the value or to produce the approximate cost of the project. In order to value your project, value the project. That is the aim of construction cost and estimation. So what are the process involved in construction cost and estimation? So planning and scheduling the estimate. So after planning and scheduling, you have to thoroughly do a project study, that is collection of cost information and rates, then preparation of the method statement, assessing the output of selected resources, calculation of the direct cost of each item, calculation of the site overhead, and estimator report. Prepare an estimated report. So this is the flow chart explaining the cost and scheduling process. The same thing, that is planning and scheduling the estimate, project study. So after planning and scheduling the estimates, see, these are the parallel processes: project study, collection of cost information, calculation of rates. These three processes should be done side by side. Then preparation of method statement, because here itself you will be able to understand what are the techniques you can follow. So based on that, you prepare a method statement. Then assessing the output of selected resources and elapsed time of resources, calculation of direct cost of each item, calculation of the site overhead, that is indirect cost, and estimate a report. Prepare the estimator's report. Now, what are the steps included in the project study? Project study is one of the phase in the estimation and scheduling process. So in project study, you have to study about the drawings, specifications, the contract conditions, meeting with the owner and the architect, and site visit. And in site visit, there should be general description. What is the need for site visit? What is your aim for site visit? What is your expectation, etc. Then about the soil, study about the soil, topography of the geographical conditions, the transportation facilities, the utilities, the local labors available, safety arrangements, what are the temporary buildings necessary, and about the neighborhood. Then, what are the cost informations you should be able to collect? Collection of cost information. So, collection of cost information includes daily cost of the labor, daily cost of equipment, cost of materials. And the calculation of rates has to be done for labor, plant, material, and for subcontractors. So, all in labor rate, all in plant rate, material cost, and subcontractors cost. Now, the construction and development cost of a specified project or specific to the project. So that is land cost, site labor cost. Land cost means you have to procure land for starting a construction. So that is your land cost. Site labor cost. So in the site, how much is the labor cost? There will be labor cost off-site also. So that will come under the industrial cost or like that, or procurement of material cost. But site labor cost will be your direct cost involved in your project, in your construction project. Then cost of material, depreciation of plant and equipment used in the site, cost of moving plant, that is when one material or equipment moves from one project to another site of the project. So same material or same equipment can be used for more than one project. So there is a need for moving the material and equipment from one site to another site. So that is what is called cost of moving plants. Then cost of hiring the plant and machinery. Sometimes we may not have the machines and plants of our own. So we have to hire it. Sometimes this may be useful for only for short duration, so that there is a need for hiring the plant and machinery. So that cost. Then cost of design, analysis, evaluation, etc. And guarantee and warranty costs, etc. Okay. Now the types of construction costs. So types of construction cost can be capital cost and operation and maintenance cost. So first one is capital cost. So this capital cost includes Capital cost means the expenses related to the initial establishment of the facilities for the starting purpose. You cannot start the project without the capital cost. So what are the costs associated with the capital cost? The cost spent for land acquisition, including assembly, holding and improvement. Then planning and feasibility studies. Then cost spent for architectural and engineering design. Cost spent on construction, including the materials, equipment and labor. Then cost spent on field supervision of construction. Construction financing. Cost spent on insurance and taxes during the construction. The owner's general office overhead, that is the indirect cost. Then equipment and furnishings not included in construction. Then for inspection and testing. So these all comes under capital cost. The next cost is for operating and maintenance. So the operating and maintenance cost in subsequent years over the project life cycle includes the following expenses. That is land rent if applicable, operating staff, cost spent on labor and material for maintenance and repairs, for periodic renovations, on insurance and taxes, then financing costs. You may be taking some debts. So you have to monthly you should pay the premium and the interest. So that is financing cost. Then cost spent on utilities and owner's other expenses. Now the magnitude of each of these costs, so the capital cost as well as the maintenance and operating cost, it depends on the nature, size and location of the project as well as the management organization among many considerations. There are many factors, there are many reasons or causes affecting this capital cost as well as the maintenance and operating cost. So these are a few. The nature, size and location of the project are a few among them. The owner is interested in achieving the lowest possible overall project cost that is consistent with its investment objectives. That means that is nothing but optimization. So the owner always need to optimize the cost. The last one is contingencies provisions. So in most of the construction budgets, while you do the budget for a construction project, there is an allowance for contingencies or unexpected cost occurring during construction, and this contingencies amount may be included within each cost item or be included in a single category of construction contingencies. You can take the contingencies some 10%, so 5% to 10%. Normally we take 5% to 10%. The amount of contingencies is based on historical experience and the expected difficulty of a particular construction project. So what are the provisions in contingencies? For example, one construction firm makes estimates of the expected cost in 5 different areas. That is design development changes, schedule adjustments, general administration charges, differing site conditions for those expected and third-party requirement imposed during construction such as new permits. So all these areas you can add some contingencies. The last one is project cost management. So how can you manage the cost? Just the basic things. Okay. So project cost management includes the process involved in planning, estimating, budgeting and controlling costs so that the project can be completed within the approved budget. So project cost management means you have to complete the project within the approved budget. That is the aim of project cost management. So this includes cost estimating, cost budgeting and cost control. So cost estimating means developing an approximation of the costs of the resources needed to complete the project activities. So cost estimation, you have studied different methods. There are the simplest method and detailed methods, unit rate cost method, etc., which we'll be seeing in the next class, discussing in the next class. The second one is cost budgeting. So aggregating the estimated costs of individual activities or work packages to establish a cost baseline. And cost control, influencing the factors that create cost variances and controlling the changes to the project budget. That is cost control. So that's all for you today. Thank you. Thank you for listening. We will continue the budget and the other details, different types of cost estimates in the next class. Thank you.